going to go back to the first slide, overview of Grace Kennedy for the recording purposes. We're one of the Caribbean's largest companies with over 60 subsidiaries, with our headquarters in Jamaica, and we've been operating since 1922. And we have two main divisions, or food and finance divisions, and that's where our businesses operate. And we are located across the Caribbean, North and Central America, Europe, UK, and Africa. All right, so why Birthright? So the reason why the Birthright program was conceptualized in 2004 by then CEO Douglas Arain was to deepen the cultural affinity of second and third generation Jamaicans living in the Jamaican diaspora. And as you know, or should know, the three largest diasporas are in America, UK, and Canada. And also to give them firsthand experience with in Jamaica and to nurture the next generation of future leaders. So the Grace Kennedy Jamaican Birthright Program is a fully paid, yes, all expenses paid, cultural and professional internship program for second and third generation Jamaicans. And it was launched in 2004 and then ran until 2008 before it was relaunched in 2014. We went on a brief hiatus in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and we restarted in 2022. So we have had 61 students participate on the program to date. A few of them have joined the call today, and that includes Samaya, who participated in 2023, and she's now on the Youth Council. And after the internship, they become ambassadors for Jamaica and Grace Kennedy on a whole. So when persons are selected to participate in the Birthright program, by the way, it's 4 students who are selected, 2 from USA, 1 from Northeast, and 1 from South. We have 1 from Canada and 1 from the UK. They get to work at a Grace Kennedy subsidiary linked to their field of study or their career interest. They also explore Jamaica's culture, rich heritage on the weekends through a series of cultural activities dubbed Heritage Pathways. They get to attend events, networking opportunities, meetings, and portrait visits with dignitaries and other leaders in Jamaican businesses, etc. So the Heritage Pathways, as part of the Heritage Pathways, to fully immerse the interns in their experience, they get to visit different sites across Jamaica. So not just the touristy stuff like Wise Falls or Choco or doing the Appleton Rum Tour, but they also get to see different facets of Jamaica to fully immerse them in different areas such as our music at Reggae Sumfest, or Emancipation celebrations, visit historical sites, heritage sites like Maroon Villages, Port Royal. Port Royal is a heritage site as well. They also visit museums as well, like the National Gallery or the Institute of Jamaica, etc. And they see different parts of the island. They go to Hollywell, which is in the Blue Mountains. And of course, you cannot come to Jamaica and not go to the beaches, right? So there are different aspects of the culture that they get immersed in. So what are the benefits of the Birthright program? So this program is geared to provide professional and educational exposure. It also helps candidates who participate to build lifelong connections with other candidates from other backgrounds, because as you can imagine, they're all from different spheres of life. They're from different countries as well. They get to network with Grace Kennedy executives and dignitaries as well, and Jamaican leaders across various business spaces. Sorry, let me take this off the screen. And of course, they get a chance to travel across the island and experience the culture firsthand, as opposed to seeing it on TV or hearing about stories from their parents, grandparents, or their friends. They get that opportunity, that once in a lifetime opportunity to experience it for themselves. So Grace Kennedy will provide, as I mentioned, it is an all expenses paid internship. So we do provide all of these things here. Airfare from select airports, secure housing and groceries. So the four candidates have their live own bedroom and bathroom, and they share a living and dining and kitchen, as you know, on a flat up by University of West Indies. We've had that facilities for quite a few years, I think from 2017. And so that way they get their own space, so they also get the chance to um have team building activities through cooking together, and just communing together. Ground transportation to and from work and for planned excursions. And they also get a small stipend as well while they're on the internship. So, what are the requirements for to participate in this amazing internship? So, you must be born in the USA, UK, or Canada, and you have to provide proof of your Jamaican parentage or grandparentage, and you have to be between the ages of 18 and 25 years old and pursuing an undergraduate or graduate degree at a university in any of these three locations, USA, UK, or Canada. And your GPA must be 3.0 or 2 to 1 or be average or higher, depending on where you're located. You are required to submit an unofficial transcript, essay, headshot, and resume along with an educational and a character reference. And I'm going to play a video that shows you all the steps. Right.
Here's how to apply for the GK Jamaican Birthright Programme. Visit the bit.ly link. Read the briefing document and terms and conditions. Once you qualify, click on the link to apply. Create a new account as a GK Birthright applicant. Before submitting an application, you must accept the affirmation statements. Fill out the different sections. You can save and submit your application when you have all your documentation. Contact GK Foundation at gkco.com for any questions. Applications close November 30th. Good luck!
Okay, so as you can see from that video, I will drop the link in the chat, which is just a shortened link, as the link is a little bit long, so you can visit that link for the criteria link, and all applications are submitted online. There are no physical applications accepted. So everything is submitted to the portal. That includes references. Once you input the reference information, they get sent a link and they fill in the required documentation that's needed. And applications open September 1 each year and close November 30th each year. Okay. And I'm going to pause right here now for the past interns, the ambassadors, to share their experience on the program.
So, hi guys. So we have a few people who have done it. I recently did it in 2023, but I won't be speaking today. So I'm going to first pass it off to Tiana. If you could just talk about a little bit about your experience, what you loved, how it has helped you going forward after the Grace Kennedy program, and then what year you also did it.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Samaya. So my name is Tiana, and I was a part of the 2017 cohort of the Grace Kennedy Jamaica Birthright Program. I'm currently working in public relations, and when I was in Jamaica, I worked in marketing out of the Grace Kennedy Money Services. So I worked directly with the Western Union portfolio, and my task at the time was to do market analytics and do research from all of the remittances coming from Canada to Jamaica, which I thought was pretty cool being the Canadian. I should have also mentioned that I was the Canadian intern in the 2017 cohort. So being the Canadian on the ground who could provide insight and analysis for the market trends was really fun and interesting. Overall, though, I really enjoyed the overall experience with the Birthright program. For me, my experience is a little bit different because I had been to Jamaica on multiple occasions prior to visit my mom. So it wasn't my first time going back to Jamaica. However, going back to Jamaica on the internship was a completely different perspective shift and also change in outlook. So I really enjoyed like one, the work environment. Coming from places outside of Jamaica, we don't see a lot of skin folk in our workplaces and environments. So to be in a corporate culture that you saw representation and you felt supported, and like just to be helped with that transition was one, just amazing. And to be able to put that on a resume to say, hey, I went abroad, I worked, I did that. And secondly, like I just enjoyed the overall structure of the program. So Crystal mentioned, yes, we're working, but yes, we're also having fun and we're also learning. So we went on so many excursions. We went to meet the Prime Minister. I don't know about your cohort, but we went to Reggae Sumfest and Shensia was there at the time, and our Pepsi was one of our partners and sponsors. And we were in the booth with Shensia watching Reggae Sumfest. I know another cohort got to do the dance with Ding Dong on stage at the GK 100 event. So there's so many experiences that you can't even like really quantify them. Like even going to the children's home and giving back to the community, doing an education run. So there's fun excursions, there's educational excursions. There's just so many things, and it's so hard to encompass the program into like small words. But overall, I just really enjoyed being a part of the internship. And my biggest takeaway was how fulfilled I felt after. I just remember feeling so connected to the island, wanting to stay super connected to Jamaica, so much so that I reached out to Crystal to see if there's opportunities to stay connected. And I'm currently the person that does like the outreach in Canada when it's time for applications, going to events to hand out flyers or speaking engagements. So it's overall been a life changing opportunity. And I feel really connected to the diaspora. I'm fingers crossed. I'm hoping to represent Jamaican flag football in Olympics. So yeah, that's me and that's the GK. Thank you for letting me do a testimony, Crystal.
That was so great. I can definitely relate to everything you said. I won't talk for too long, but I absolutely loved my experience. It truly, truly changed my life. And now I'm connected with Jamaica in ways that I hadn't been before. And it has really just helped to, yeah, meet lots of people, stay connected in a way that's so different because you're working, but you're also traveling. Um, yeah, it was amazing. Rasa, you want to talk a little bit about your experience?
Yeah, thank you so much. Again, kind of just want to echo that. The Birthright program, I think words can't really describe how transformative it was in so many different ways. So for me, I had a bit of a different story there to Tiana and then to the other people who were on the Birthright trip to me. It was my first time ever back to Jamaica. And I always had like a really strong sense of Jamaican pride and patriotism. But for me, it meant something so different to touch base with the people, to actually to go to the island itself, to be among the people, to be working, as Samara's mentioned, right? It's not just the beauty of traveling, but it's going there and getting a real sense of what does it actually look like to live in Jamaica, not just visit, but to truly be a part of the culture of the people. And as Tiana mentioned, the kind of range of events from lovely, kind of like uptown, going to meet the King's representative, to going and helping children at a disabled care home, and all of those experiences are incredibly meaningful. And it was just it was really, really, really life changing. And so I didn't even give you the context. So I was on the Birthright in 2023 as well with Samaya. And we now both live in the UK. So, it was a very good program for more than one reason. And so I worked in mergers and acquisitions. So my background originally is in management consultancy and in politics, and so that's where I was placed. I was placed in the kind of executive office there, seeing the kind of high level decisions that were made in Grace Kennedy, and that was an incredible insight. That is genuinely, I've worked in many different companies. In terms of that, the career aspect, that was the closest up close and personal experience I've ever had with executives, and I've been very fortunate to have quite a wide range of experiences, and so that was absolutely incredible, and really just gave me a new sense of courage and confidence. I think going into an environment which is unfamiliar in terms of work is always scary, but doing that in a different cultural context is particularly impactful and powerful, and so that really gave me a kind of a sense of encouragement and courage to do what I do now, which is project management for the UK's National Health Service. And so it's really hard to sum up in words really what it has done, but I really cannot emphasize enough how life-changing this program was. And I really didn't know what it was going to be like before I joined. And so there might be some people on the call who are thinking, I don't really know, is this for me? Is this not? My number one advice is take the shot. Like, see what happens and see what can happen for you. And I promise you, it can be so unbelievably impactful. It was for me, it was for the other people on my cohort. And the cool thing is you see here, there's multi-generations of people who have benefited from this program. And all of us, through our own different ways in all different areas we're working, have been able to leave the experience and feel a transformative thing. I've done other internships, I've done other programs, but genuinely, I'm not just saying this because I'm here, but this is so unique. It is so life-changing in a way that words really can't encapsulate, which other things don't quite match up to. As much as I've enjoyed my other things, but this particularly, the Birthright Program, has been so life-changing. I feel like I've gone in circles. I apologize if I have, but thank you very much.
No, that's so great. Actually, I do quickly want to share a bit of mine because you heard from them, and like truly at Grace Kennedy, anything that you're interested in, you can do. So I'm interested in childcare education. That's kind of where I live. So I got to work at one of Grace Kennedy's STEAM camps that they have at their STEAM center down in Harbor Street. So it's downtown Kingston. And I got to work with the most incredible children all summer. I got to do a part of it, like doing the curriculum building, starting to think about what we're going to do and plan our days. And then the other part of it was being with the kids. And it was so incredible that I ended up applying. So now I live in England. I applied for the University of Cambridge, and now this is exactly what I study. So I study exactly boys in Jamaica in education because I saw what was happening when I was with Grace Kennedy. And so it has really translated perfectly for me. Now I live in the UK. I'm part of a bunch of Jamaican groups, and I wouldn't have been able to do any of that without Crystal and Grace. They actually sent me to Jamaica last year for the Diaspora Conference, and I got to speak at it. And so truly, like, Grace is such an incredible company. Like it feels like a family, and we're all very close. Which is very nice. And it's just, you have people for the rest of your life that you're connected with, and they want to help you in everything that you do. And it's just such a special experience. And I'm just so grateful that I got to be a part of it. And yeah, so we're very thankful for Crystal because she runs like everything, and she is just the gears that keep this program turning. And so we are so incredibly grateful for her and all the work she does to make sure we have so much fun. And yeah, it's just a chill, fun time. There's like no pressure. It's just living in Jamaica, and it's just a really, really nice experience.
Aw, thank you guys so much for sharing your testimonies. It really touched my heart. It's always heartening to see, even after all the years that have gone by, what the impact the program has had on different individuals and the similar themes come out, life changing. So I'm really glad that you guys are here to share. So thank you guys for joining and sharing with us. Does anyone have any questions before we wrap up?
Or feel free to drop them in the chat if you don't want to speak. Alternatively, you can message any of us. Like we've been posting the Global Jamaica Diaspora Youth Council. We posted on our Instagram and LinkedIn, so feel free to message there. Of course, Crystal, they have their entire website, which she's dropped in the description. If you can find any of us on Instagram, I'm sure all of us would be very happy to talk to you a little bit more and answer any questions. And yeah, please share with other people that are in university in the diaspora, coming from the United States, the UK, or Canada, because it truly is an amazing program. And yeah, the more people that are able to do it, the better. So thank you guys so much for coming. And yeah, we're really excited to see this next cohort. So thank you so much for joining and yeah, listening to us today.
Oh, I actually just saw someone join who is actually a part of the 2025 cohort. Josiah.
Congrats.
Massive
Josiah, I'm putting you on
congratulations.
the spot. Hey, Josiah, are you here?
Give
Can
me
you
one
hear?
moment. Yes, I
Okay.
can. Give me one moment.
Yeah, so the 2025 internship actually begins on Monday. So,
Oh my
yes, it's an
gosh, so
exciting time.
soon.
Yeah. So Josiah is a part of the four interns who were chosen, and he'll be arriving on Saturday. So
Congrats. You're going to have the best summer ever. Do not pack too much clothes because you probably won't need it. Grace hooks you up with so many things. I overpacked. It was a terrible decision. You're
you
also going to buy
overpacked.
a lot, so don't overpack. That's my biggest advice.
Asha, you have your hand up?
Yes, I do have a question actually. So, first of all, congrats to Josiah. Hope you have a great time this summer. The question that I have as the applications for next year's cohort rolls out, what makes an application stand out? What are you guys looking for in applications?
What do we look for in applications? So we look for well-written essays. And no chat GPT, guys. Make sure that your essays speak from the heart because your essays really give us an insight into who you are as a person. And there is a topic for the essay as well, which is in the terms and it's also on the application form. So your essays can make or break you. I also would advise you to make sure that whoever the persons are who you've chosen to write your references, they write a good reference. I mean, so the candidates do not see their reference. It's confidential. Only Grace Kennedy can see it. So it really makes a difference because we do score for references as well. And it does make a difference when the references write a thoughtful, insight into who you are as a person and why you should be chosen, and it's not just a one paragraph to say, I know XY Jane Doe from class. She was a good student, the end. Make sure it's well written and they follow the pointers and really tell why you should be selected for the internship. It doesn't matter if you've visited Jamaica before, that's not a determining factor. So it just depends on how you do your essay, as well as, of course, we do look for persons who are involved, whether in their communities, at school. So I would say if now is a good time that school has closed and is restarting in August, September, join some Jamaican or Caribbean students associations, whether it's at school, within the community, that always looks good. I mean, those persons, of course, are gonna, be shortlisted as opposed to someone who might not have any strong involvement depending on where they are. So it is a make or break, but we do not hold it against somebody depending on where they're located, because where they're located might not have a Jamaican association or Caribbean association, for example, but they are involved within their community, whether at school or, in their broader community in other ways. So we do look for community involvement on a whole. Of course, we are Grace Kennedy and we are, we care. So we have to ensure that that's a part of the selection process as well. So yes, those are some of the things that we look for. I don't know if any of the candidates might want to share anything based on their applications that they submitted because they got shortlisted and were selected. So
Yeah, if I can come in, yeah. So I think I've looked over the other applicants, sorry, the other successful applicants, some of their interviews, not their interviews, their essays and stuff that they wrote, and we had loads of conversations about it and the motivations for applying as well. And I think, as Crystal kind of said and alluded to with the reference to ChatGPT, is it is authenticity, the importance of genuinely speaking from the heart and allowing your essay to genuinely be a part of you and to really think deeply, why do you want to do this? Not just for it's a cool opportunity to go and travel, but what is the reason for wanting a deeper connection to Jamaica? What is the relation to this program in helping you and your long-term trajectory, your career trajectory, a way that you might give back as well to the island, and to just think about those things as you're writing, but making sure that it isn't what you think they want to hear, but it's something which is genuinely true to you. Especially because when you get to interview, I think that's very clear if someone has just written something because they want to sound good, or are they truly speaking from their heart? So it's really key to be yourself.
Adika, I see that you have a hand up if you want to ask your question. Or feel free to put it in the chat if your mic doesn't work. Okay, Tiana, do you wanna talk? Answer your question.
Add to what Ras said and what Crystal said, like just standing, like being authentic, but then also being creative in what you're delivering. I think I sat on the interview panel like a few times, and I believe it was you, Samaya, who had like a Canva presentation or video outlining like some stuff, and I was very impressed by that as well. So just finding ways to be yourself, be authentic, and to be creative, go above and beyond, like, that's my tidbit.
I'm going to ask Josiah to just, share briefly about why he applied for the internship and what he's most looking forward to when he comes to Jamaica in 2 days.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Yes. Sorry about that before. I was finishing up some breakfast, but I'm here and thank you so much. It's a pleasure to put some I've seen names and I've seen some videos with Samaya, Ross, and Tiana, but I haven't really to meet you guys. So it's a pleasure and thank you for, having this Zoom meeting at this moment. Hello everyone. My name is Josiah Royce and I am from the Bronx, New York. I'm first generation Jamaican American. Both of my parents are from the island. And I'm a rising sophomore in university. I currently go to school out in Long Island, Hofstra, and I study finance and international business. So uh, going into why I applied for the program, for both the aspects of the cultural and professional, mainly the cultural. For me, prior to December, I've never been to Jamaica. I went for the first time, only for 3 days, but I had more of a touristy experience. And while that was nice, since I was young, wanted to go back to the island, but because my parents like work and things, they just never really were able to take me. Um, but I know that there was more to like who I was as a Jamaican American than just music and food. All those are important aspects of our culture. I just felt like I wanted to learn more, and I also wanted to meet family and just really be immersed into who I am because growing up here, I mean, even when I try to, I guess, talk about the culture, people will always tell me like, you don't know, like you're a Yankee, so you know that's just that. But this opportunity really stood out to me because I saw that I'd be able to get that hands-on experience, like on the ground, going around the island, not as a tourist, but as a local, at least for like the 6 weeks. And then also be able to learn more about the area of business which I'm studying, international business. So I was like, what a great way to combine the both back to my roots and also gain some insights into my career aspirations in hopes of definitely giving back and doing work in the Caribbean in the future. So that's a little bit of why I applied, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity. And for everyone on this line who was interested, I most definitely would say go for it. Even for me, like I was applying as a freshman in college, and I wasn't sure, but I think that the tips that they gave about authenticity and just sharing your why is really going to help you all the way through. Because I mean, I had faith, but I wasn't exactly sure, and I think that's often how you're applicants to anything, whether you're a seasoned professional or you're just like a student just starting out. You often might have those thoughts, but you don't know unless you try, and just go for it and put your all into it, and best of success in your process.
Thank you so much for sharing and how exciting it is that next week you will be in Jamaica. We all wish you the best on your program. It's a very exciting time. Reach out to any of us if you need anything. Shadika, I don't know if you meant to have the hand up. If it is, you can ask your question now. Okay, maybe it was an accident, or if you have a question, feel free to message any of us. Sorry?
I have a question. Sorry,
No worries. What's
this
your
is a
question?
very good program, and yeah, I would definitely share this, but I
I think your connection might be
have
cutting
two
out.
questions.
You keep on cutting in and out. Do you want to put your questions in the chat? Um, Malia, we are happy to answer your question.
Hi, I was just kind of wondering, is there a certain program theme or can you explore a certain niche that you're like interested in within Jamaica?
Like in terms of the jobs that you will be able to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're actually set up with kind of your interest. Like we were just saying earlier, like I was interested in education and children, so I actually got to do exactly that. Rasai was doing politics kind of stuff and consulting, and he did mergers and acquisition. Tiana did, sorry, Tiana, what did you do again?
Marketing.
Marketing.
Okay, marketing. We had someone that was in law school and did law. It's kind of exactly paired up as best as they can to your interests. Grace Kennedy is a huge organization, so there's a million and 10 things you can do. Another person in our cohort, she was an engineer, and so she got to be in an engineering capacity. Another one in our year did marketing and sales. So there really is a million and 10 things you can do for Grace. So if you're worried about that, don't be, apply. Grace does everything in Jamaica. And so there'll definitely be an area that you can find.
Yes. Correct. Thank you so much. Does that answer your question, Malia?
Yes, it does. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I think the other person fell off. Yeah, it looks like she fell off.
I guess hopefully she will try to reach out to one of us. But if there's no more questions, I want to say thank you to everyone for joining today. We really appreciate it, and we're excited to see the next generation of people that come and do the Birthright program. So definitely ask questions, reach out to any of us on social media. Check out Grace Kennedy's website that Crystal has put in the chat. Check out the terms of condition and the eligibility, just to make sure that you are able to do it. And hopefully we'll do another one of these sessions closer to the application start date. And yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for
Before
joining.
before we close out, real quick, just a small plug. Um, as Crystal Gale mentioned, one thing that is really great is to be connected within your community, especially if there is a Jamaican association or Jamaican organization nearby. And a great organization to join is the Global Jamaica Diaspora Youth Council. So feel free to reach out to us. You might have seen this flyer on our social media pages, Instagram, LinkedIn. But feel free to reach out. We are always looking for more people to join. It's a great organization that not only shares opportunities for diaspora youth, but it's a great way to network and to get connected to great people doing great things around the world, such as Samaya and Rasai and Crystal, just being privy to all the opportunities that are out there for diaspora youth, and we love to see each other shine. So we have a lot of things coming up this year. Also, we do have a podcast for diaspora youth, um, which you can find on Spotify, which is Yada and Abroad. Our first episode actually talks about the experience of Rasai and Samaya and myself as three diaspora youth, one based in the UK, one originally based in Canada, and one based in the US. So feel free to check that out. Episode 3 will be coming soon. So again, thank you guys for coming, and we hope to see you at future events.
Thank you so much, Asha. Thank you guys for putting on this webinar. Thank you guys for all the continued support. And I am going to tell the interns this year to ensure that they join the Youth Council. I think it's really important that they stay connected because the goal of the internship is to anchor their roots. And so we want that after they have participated in the internship, that they go back to their respective countries and become ambassadors for Jamaica. And that is our next step in becoming an ambassador, in addition to, applying for their citizenship and their passport, etc., which I think is really, really important. So go for it, guys.
Thank you so much, Crystal, Rasa, and Tiana for coming. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Samaya.
Thank you. Thank you for organizing it. Thank you.